name's Karen Williams. I'm the CMC's Youth Education Program Lead Instructor, and today I want to talk about the 10 Essentials. I'm going to talk about what the 10 Essentials are, explain why each one is important and is something that we should bring every time we go out on an adventure. And I'm going to talk to you about a fun game that you can play to practice your knowledge of the 10 Essentials at home. Let's get started. Alright, so first I'm going to talk about the 10 Essentials relay game. You can find instructions for this on the YEP's virtual learning page, but I want to run over how you would play this if you wanted to do it at home. So what you'll need to play this game is a day pack, backpack of some sort, a bin, box, bucket, anything you can put some stuff in. You'll need the 10 essentials, which I will discuss later in the film, and then you'll need some other items that you might bring on a day hike or just some silly fun items as well. And the goal of this game can either be a relay race or a timed game if you're just playing by yourself like I am today. The goal of this game is to see if you can guess the 10 essentials that you'll want to bring on any outdoor outing. So this for a relay race, I would set up the box at one end of the room and my backpack and my participants at the other end of the room, and they would trade back and forth trying to guess the 10 things and putting those in their backpack. If you're playing this on your own, you can time it and see how quickly you can guess the 10 essentials in your backpack. And however you play the game, at the end of the game, we'll sit down and discuss what the 10 essentials are, see if you got it right, and talk about the importance of each one. So I'm going to play this game on my own. I'm going to fill up my backpack with the 10 essentials, and we'll check out what I've got once we're finished. Alright, so I think I've got everything I need for my day hike, but let's go through and make sure I've got what I need. So, first off, something you always want to have when you're out on a hike is a first aid kit. I've got a little one right here. So first aid kit is really important because you just never know when there might be an accident, even if it's just a little thing like a blister or a band-aid or something a little bit more unexpected, and it's important to always be prepared. Next, let's see, you always want to have water. So a full water bottle is something that should always be in your backpack. I like to carry at least 2 water bottles when I'm headed out for the day, just to be sure. Dehydration can be really dangerous, so it's very important to have water anytime you head out. Make sure that you're staying hydrated, keeping yourself safe, and making sure that you can have a good day. Next off, even if you're hiking in the middle of the day, you always want to have some sort of light. So a headlamp is my preferred method. You can wear it on your head and you can have your hands free. But a flashlight works good as well. Even if you're heading out in the day, this is important because sometimes things take longer than you expect and you wouldn't want to be hiking out or trying to do something else without any lights. And our phones die sometimes, so it's super important that we have an extra source of light with us just in case things take longer than we expect. Next up, super important here in Colorado, some extra warm layers. So these are really important even if we're out hiking on a warm day. As you may know, when you go up in the mountains in Colorado, it can get really chilly when you start to go up some elevation. So having extra warm layers are really important. Here in Colorado, we might have really hot days, but a lot of the times our nights, meaning our evenings and also our early mornings, are really chilly. So having extra warm layers is a really good thing to always have with you. Another piece of clothing that's really important to have is some rain gear. So this is a big rain poncho. I always bring my rain jacket with me. So rain gear is really important because you just never quite know when a storm might roll up. And rain gear can also be used just as like an extra layer to keep you warm as well. So this is a really important thing to keep yourself safe and dry. Next up, another 10 essential is some sunscreen and sun protection. So sunscreen, but also a hat and sunglasses. These are really, really important when we're out in the elements. We want to make sure we're protecting ourselves and our skin from sun damage. Another thing that you always want to have, one of my favorites, you always want to have plenty of extra food. So even if you've packed for the day, you've got food, it's always important to bring a couple extra snacks, some granola bars, some nuts, things like that, just in case you're out longer than you expect. You want to make sure you've got the food and the sustenance to keep you going. Another thing that's really important is a map and a compass. So even though we have great technology these days, sometimes accidents happen. We might get lost or just a little bit turned around. So having a map and a compass is really important. It helps us find our bearings and get back on track in the event that we might get lost or turned around when we're out adventuring in nature. And next is a whistle. This one's really important in case you do happen to get lost and you need some help finding yourself or someone in your group. It's going to be a great way to make noise. Sometimes our voices get really tired. It's been a long day, or maybe we've been looking for someone for some time. Having a whistle can be really important for ourselves and for others. Lastly, one of the 10 essentials is some sort of fire starter, some matches, a lighter, some flint, things like that, to make sure that if we do end up having to stay somewhere longer than expected, we can keep ourselves warm with a fire starter. Alright, so that wraps up the 10 essentials that I would want to have in my backpack on any trip that I was heading out on. There's some differences that you might find online if you're looking at 10 essentials lists. And these just depend on the age group of the people that are carrying the 10 essentials and where you might be heading and what activities you might be doing. But these are great 10 essentials to start out with to make sure that you are prepared for any situations that might occur, expected or unexpected. So stay safe out there and happy trails.